Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Cold Steel 2. We are of course still in the epilogue of the game and it's nighttime before our last free day and we've got a chance to talk to everyone in the dormitory and we're gonna use this opportunity to get more information about what's up with everyone and what's gonna happen in the next school year. So yeah, let's go around and see if we can find all of them.
Here's Crow's room.
Yeah. Let's get the roughest room out of the way first.
I think I'll stay away from it for now. I feel more like going around and talking to everyone.
Yeah, I understand.
Hey, Elliot. Taking care of your violin?
Yeah, it's taken care of me over the past year, so why not return the favor? I'm actually planning on giving a few of them to the academy before I go. Just to make sure next year's first years have something to practice with.
That's really generous, and sure to make a lot of people happy. And you'll finally be heading off to a music academy, just like you always wanted. I bet they'll push you pretty hard over there, too.
I don't doubt it. I'm going to need to be all music all the time if I want to stand a chance at keeping up.
So he finally made a choice on his ambition, so instead of anything military related, he's going full music now. Okay.
Though, to be honest, after all the time I've spent here, I don't really want my life to be completely about music.
I was wondering that, cause that is basically what he said way back when against father.
I love it, obviously, but to be a balanced person, I want to have a bit more variety in my life, like I had here at the academy.
Then why not stay here at the academy?
For one thing, I don't want to get too rusty with my orbital staff.
Good to hear. I hope everything works out for you.
Thanks. Me too. No, it's nothing.
You're feeling a little bit guilty of leaving Rean here behind?
Either way, Heimdallr and Trista are really close, so don't be a stranger, okay? I know you're gonna have tons of work to get through between your classes and your missions, but...
Don't worry, I'll make time. I'm sure we'll have plenty of chances to see each other.
I truly hope so, because if he's not gonna be in the game as a main character, I do hope to see him as a side one at some point. And I mean that for all the characters we've met through this game. Because we've been busy for over 120 hours. You bond with characters over that time.
There's still a ton of Heimdallr I haven't seen, too. You'll have to show me around next time I make it over there.
You bet.
Fiona and my friends over at the Music Academy really helped me out with the work I needed to do to enroll there. It'll be great to practice with them again. Between tomorrow's flea market and the chance to play with my old friends, I've got to make sure I'm all up to snuff. Yeah. Somehow it feels like tomorrow is going to be a little bit of a sad day, considering all the consequences if we do finish this epilogue. I'm not meaning that it's not like I don't want to continue, it's more that it really is the end of a story, isn't it? And a big one at that.
Hey, Machias. Working hard or hard?
I'll stop you right there.
Ah, come on. It's a classic. Are you working hard or hardly working? Come on, we all know those.
Of course I'm hard at work. Just look at the size of this book. If I can't internalize as much of it as possible while I'm here, I'm doomed to failure from the start.
And this is one of your new textbooks? Man, Heimdallr's political academies don't mess around, do they? You'll be the youngest person there, right?
Most likely. I'd normally need to have graduated from Thor's with a bit more experience under my belt to have gotten in. There are a few Thor's grads there already, though. They take some every year. And as you might imagine, the recent political upheaval has the place swarming with applicants this year. The entrance exam was hard enough on its own, but that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. And this is the weird thing to me of probably most of the reasons why everyone is going, is that they are going to other schools in other, like, other studies, like music, politics, and all like that. But to me, wouldn't you usually do that after you graduated at the end and not in the middle of it? But yeah, it does feels a little bit weird to me, but we'll go with it. They have to have a reason to have them all phase out of this story so we can have some new people come in on the next game.
Can't say I envy you. Still, I know you're going to be just fine. You're so smart that you can handle any subject they throw at you. Growing up with your dad should give you a leg up on the politics, too.
Yeah, no pressure there. Honestly, there are times when I think diving into things head first like this is a giant mistake.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just... I know we're probably going to both be really busy with our own lives come spring, but let's make time to have lunch together once in a while or something. Okay? Studying is all well and good, but even I need a change of pace every now and again.
Yes, and Rean does need his cup of coffee every now and then.
I think that can be arranged. The train from here to Heimdallr only takes a half hour. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't hang out sometimes.
Then it's a date.
Well, even if it was even longer than half an hour, if you truly are friends, then the distance doesn't matter, does it? Because in all honesty, I have a friend I see every Saturday, and it takes me about an hour and a half to get there, but to me, it's worth it. I'm still amazed I managed to get into that academy in the first place. I applied expecting to fail, to be honest, but getting in it at all is a blessing. So I'm going to work as hard as I can to make the most of it. Of course, I'm not the only one who'll be swamped next year. Both of us will have to be careful not to burn ourselves out. Yeah, that is true, Because now that we are like the hero, the Ashen Chevalier, there are gonna be certain missions gonna be thrown at us with our studies as well. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be an interesting experience for sure.
Are you finishing up your painting, guys?
Yeah, this is my last one. I want to make sure I'm completely satisfied with it before declaring it finished.
That's understandable. You're going to keep painting once you're back at home, though, right?
Well, I don't know how much time I'll have to set aside for it, but I intend to keep working on it, bit by bit. There's growing reason for concern in Calvert to the east of the Highlands. But all in all, things are more peaceful now than they were. I should be able to focus on painting my magnum opus.
Oh, is it going to be of Nord? If anyone can make a masterpiece of the Highlands, it'd be you.
That wouldn't be such a bad idea. But actually, I was intending to paint a picture of the Academy, its students, and the courageous.
You mean...
Now you're getting it. I want to capture the day we liberated the Academy. And once I've finished it, I fully intend to return to Erebonia with it in hand. What better way to forever memorialize this place as my second homeland?
That would be really cool if we start Cold Steel 3 and we see that exact picture hanging somewhere within the school. If they do that, praise to them. All the praise.
Man, you really are amazing. Well, if you ever need reference materials, you know who to call. I can get pictures of anything you might need and send them over. I know you're talented, but that's a lot to paint off of just your memory.
I'd appreciate that.
I'll be taking this painting back home with me once I'm done. It'll be nice to have a tangible memento of my time at the Academy. And I hope it'll give everyone back home the courage they need to keep going. Well, I'm sure it will. And I know you can motivate everyone there with the stories of everything you've done throughout the year. But yeah, I think that is so far the simplest explanation about him going away, that he's just going home. And again, why now? Why not after his second year here? Oh well.
Something on your mind, Eustace?
For the first time in a long time, no. I'm just taking a short break. Looking over an endless sea of documents can be rather tiring on the eyes.
Oh, are those the tax reports you mentioned?
Ordinarily, this would be my father's work, but His Majesty has yet to decide his fate. Rufus hasn't so much as glanced in Bereahard's direction since he took his new job in Crossbell either. As such, the task falls to me.
Okay, look, this seems more logical to me, because he has his responsibilities as an Alberea. So I get it from Yuzu's perspective.
Man, I knew everyone in our class had it pretty rough right now. You've got it roughest, no contest.
If my ego had its way, I would boast that filling in for my father is a simple and mundane task. But on top of the paperwork, I'll need to manage the provincial army and oversee the province as a whole. Then there's the matter of keeping the most stubborn of the nobility in check. I don't expect the first 6 months to be pleasant.
The fact that you're already thinking 6 months ahead is pretty impressive as it is. Standing in for Duke Alberea like that must take some real confidence. I know you'll manage, though.
That much is obvious.
What is it?
It's nothing. In the days to come, more people will be relying on you than ever before. But no matter who does so or what they ask, do not lose your pride as a noble. Act independently, your head held high. Maintain your pride and your autonomy, and I'm sure you'll be fine.
Thanks. I promise I will.
I'll hold you to that.
My first 6 months back in Bereahard will likely be entirely consumed by work. While I do have some trepidations about fulfilling my father's and brother's duties, I have no choice but to try. I am a son of the House of Alberea, after all. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine, and I'm sure there will be plenty of people helping him succeed. I'm sure of it. Alright, that should be everyone here, right? Let's get to the next floor. Yes. I thought she was going to be downstairs with her beer, snacks and sardines. Because I don't consider sardines a snack, but that's me.
Something on your mind, instructor?
You could say that. I've been mulling over how things are going to be come next month, but all this soul-searching's giving me a headache.
Well, it'll probably feel strange being back with the guild for the first time in 2 years.
Okay, so even Sarah's gonna go. So she decided after all the shit she's been with Class 7 that it's enough. She doesn't want to be an instructor anymore. Being a brazier was a lot easier.
And I bet they'll be glad to have you back. Things are probably going to be rough over there, even with you taking up the bracer life again.
No doubts there. I can already see plenty of traveling abroad in my future after what happened over in Crossbow. And I imagine it'll keep getting harder and harder for us bracers to operate here, too. What's with that sad puppy look? There's no reason for you to feel ashamed of what you've chosen to do. I'm proud to have a student like you who can stand up and make the tough choices life thrusts on us.
Thanks, instructor. I'll try to just grin and bear it for now.
Attaboy. Sticking it out through the hard times with a smile will put you on the fast track to becoming a great man. Just make sure you don't try to shoulder too much. All that'll do is turn you into a jaded grump. Everything in moderation, okay?
Thanks? I haven't joined the intelligence division, and I have no plans to. I'm gonna keep responding to their requests, but only if I'm comfortable doing what they're asking. And I can promise you, I'll never do anything that would put me in conflict with the guild or put innocents' lives at risk.
I think Sarah knows that, but she'll also know that at some points you might not have a choice.
I don't know what the future will bring for me, but that's the creed I want to stand by.
I know. Don't worry. No matter what happens, you'll always be my student. So go out there, live your life, and grow into such a heartthrob that I won't be able to take my eyes off you.
Well, I'll try.
I'm sure curious about what kind of man you'll have become in a couple of years. That's one of those questions that only time will answer, but I'm looking forward to finding out. Anyway, you've chosen your path. Now all that's left is to walk it and see where it takes you. That is true. And yeah, that's probably the best reason for her to come in contact back again with Rean after a couple of years. Just because she's curious about what kind of man he'd become. So yeah, I really hope to see Sarah again.
What's up, Milliam?
Oh, hey, Rean. It's nothing. I just feel kinda down.
Understandable.
Down?
Yeah. I was just thinking about how everyone was at dinner time. Sharon's food was really nice, and we all seemed like we were having a good time. But I don't know. It was weird, like we were all upset but didn't want to let it show. It's been bugging me.
This is actually growth for Milliam, and I think she's right. Why wouldn't they be sad knowing that at the end they will all go their separate ways? Or at least most of them.
Oh, so that's why. You really have grown so much these past few months. And not just mentally. I think you've gotten a little taller too.
Maybe. About 2 rage or so? Judging by my specs, I'm not gonna get much taller than this, though. I'm Mini Milliam forever and ever. But you never know. Maybe I'll grow up to have boobies so big, I can use them as a shelf like Emma's.
You can only dream about those.
Something wrong?
Nah, not really. So, you've got a new mission starting next month, right?
Yep, I've gotta go see how things are over out west.
Well, and also, just like you said, with Milliam, I can understand because of who she works for. In the end, she is still an Ironblood.
Duke Cayenne's been arrested, but it sounds like things are still pretty nuts over there. Oh, but guess what? I might get to go out to Liberal and Remiferia soon.
What is it with you and blabbing classified information? Well, whatever. Just promise me you'll take care of yourself. Be sure to keep in touch. I'll always be right there when you need me, okay?
Righto, I promise. That goes double for you, mister. If you need me to bust you out of a jam, just say the word.
That would be so amazing if that was the case. If we could, if we were in trouble, we just have one call and then Lemmy comes busting through that wall. It would be amazing. Like Lemmy will be the doggy of the Cold Steel series. I'm probably gonna be really busy with all my intelligence division work once we're done here, but I'll never be too busy to help you out if you wind up in trouble. So there's no need for you to feel lonely, okay? Yeah, and this is what I mean. These little things shows you how much Milliam has grown. Just not only by the fact that she's more comfortable by showing bits of emotion, but also by understanding how others feel. And I think that's amazing. I think Milliam has a lot of growth throughout the game. Yeah, I like the character, I can't help that. But to be honest, I like all the characters in Class 7. They've all grown on me a lot.
Are those seeds you got there?
Yep, Adel gave them to me. They all came from the plants we grew in the gardening club. I'm just looking at what kinds there are here.
Really? That's really nice of her. It's kind of like you can take everything you've achieved over the past year with you.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to join a club until Adel found me relaxing and invited me. But I guess it wasn't so bad.
Don't you worry. I'll be sure to check on the gardening club every once in a while just to see how things are going.
And of course, Rean can't help himself by head-petting every once in a while.
It would be a shame if all the plants you've spent so long looking after were to wither and die.
It doesn't matter. Even if they do, they'll eventually bloom again somewhere else. Kind of like us.
When you put it that way, I suppose you're right. What's wrong?
Nothing. This one and this one should be okay too.
Fee gave Rean a handful of seeds.
What are these for?
They're the easiest ones to look after.
Because Rean has no experience tending to a garden. Would be a nice idea if, with the start of Cold Steel 3, that he would take care of the flower patch of V and uses these seeds to grow them, like making connection to the previous game.
You can try raising them if you want. Don't worry if they wilt or anything, though. When I've found the others from Zephyr, I'll come back and check if they're still blooming.
Okay. I get what she's going to do, and I get it. She wants to know how everyone is, and with the little bit that they could tell her, she can let it go. She wants to know and meet everyone from Zephyr again. I wonder if then she'll become a Jaeger again too. I wonder.
If they are, you get a pat on the head.
Hey, I thought the head rubbing was my job, but I'll give it my best shot.
My time with Class 7's been really fun. The gardening club too. I only ended coming here because Sarah forced me, but I'm glad she did. I don't even want to picture where my life would have been if I hadn't. Yeah, I'm glad she was here too. Because there's no one like her. I want her to be the last room we go in.
What are you looking at, Laura?
It's you, Rean. I'll show you.
Oh, you and Monica got a picture taken together? You both look so happy in it, too.
That we do. Someone in the photography club kindly offered to take it for us.
It's gonna be Rex, and I know exactly why he was kindly offering it.
I thought it would make a fine souvenir of my time at the academy to take away with me.
My mirrors on that being Rex. Oh well, it's a nice photo, and he got permission. For once.
I'm totally in agreement with you there, Rean.
I never expected you and Monica would get so close. Between her and Fee, you kind of have a knack for becoming the best of friends with the ones you bump heads with first.
Please don't say that. I'm truly grateful to both of them for broadening my horizons. Meeting them enriched my life in ways I could have never pictured before. Truly, coming to this academy was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
I didn't realize we'd made such a big impact on you.
Well, you did. And don't mind me, I'm just feeling a little emotional. This isn't like me at all now, is it? There's no harm in a few tears, I suppose. This will be my last time I can relax before my training, after all.
Yeah, you're not gonna get much rest in with the training you've got lined up.
Okay, so with Laura, she's going out and train to become stronger. Not a very strong reason like Gaius, but okay.
I won't be learning the Arcade School's advanced techniques with training any less intense. I have no idea where we'll be conducting said training, but it will no doubt be as perilous as it will be dangerous.
I had to spend a month in the Isengard range as part of mine. I don't think a month's going to cut it with what you're doing, though. It goes way beyond your average techniques.
Indeed. I'm anticipating that it will take at least half a year, if not more. Father's going to be with me. But with things as difficult as they are, part of me feels guilty for taking up his time.
Yeah, but he knows what a benefit it will be for the country once he's fully trained. And it will be his way of spending more time with his daughter as well.
I don't know about that. I think him agreeing to train with you shows how much faith he has in your potential.
Exactly.
Besides, in a lot of ways, this might be the best time to do it.
That is very true.
What's wrong?
Nothing at all. Regardless, I'd love to come and visit you should the opportunity present itself.
You have to, definitely.
And if it does, I'd like to formally request a duel with you to test how much the two of us have grown.
Let's not kid ourselves. We both know who's going to win that duel.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be Rean. Especially if he powers up.
But your invitation is all the motivation I need to get plenty of training in myself. Can't have you beating me too badly.
I hope you will.
As long as she promises to take off the domination quartz, I think I should be fine. I don't have a single regret about attending this academy. No matter how hard the training before may be, I'm sure I'll be able to pull through. Especially with the lessons I learned here guiding me through it. Yeah, you'll be fine. And you'll be that much stronger for it.
Emma? What are you doing?
Oh, hi there, Rean. Well, Dorothy and I decided that we're gonna put together one final collection of stories as a club. Since then, I've been working on a story for the students who will join the club next year.
Oh, that sounds neat. Wait, if Dorothy's involved...
Then I wanna know what Emma's writing.
The content is totally appropriate for children of all ages, I assure you. Admittedly, Dorothy's own story sounds like it'll have a few of her favorite literary elements, but all in moderation, she assured.
I wonder who she's shipping together of Class 7, I'm sure.
Not that I'm one to judge. What kind of story are you writing?
It's supposed to be a fairy tale. I can't pretend it's 100% original, though. I borrowed some elements from a story I heard as a child. It's going to star a golden unicorn and a pure-hearted maiden. Or at least, that's the plan.
Sounds interesting. Can I give it a read when you're done? I'll still be here next year, so if I see any first years who seem like they'd enjoy it, I'll recommend it to them.
I have to confess, I'm a little embarrassed to let anyone see it, but the whole point of a story is to be read.
Well, I can understand that, because what you're putting on paper is essentially you. And that can be very revealing, so I can understand her hesitation a bit.
Something wrong?
No, not at all. I'm sure you and Valimar will be just fine without my help now.
I doubt it, but she has to do what she has to do.
Still, if you do need anything, don't hesitate to get in touch. It may take some time to contact me, though. You'll need to use a method that isn't exactly conventional.
Yeah, maybe some blood rituals and stuff like that.
Yeah, I could have guessed as much. I mean, I theoretically get how to use runes to communicate since you told me, but I have no idea how it actually works.
I'd be shocked if you did. It's pretty far removed from the orbital technology you're used to. It has its benefits, though. For one, you'll be able to reach me no matter where I might be. So don't ever hesitate to drop me a line if you need my assistance. I'd always be happy to hear from you.
Alright, I'm sure I'll give you a ring. Or a rune, I guess. I hope you end up being able to find Vita, too.
I hope so too.
Thank you.
So, is that what Emma's going to do? She's going on a journey to find and retrieve Vita? I rate that at a pretty okay reason. I can understand from who she is why she would want to do that. No matter where my search for Vita takes me, I'll always be a member of Class 7. Leaving the Academy won't change that. So if you ever need my help, I'll do everything I can to be there for you. And when my story is finished, I'll have to let you read it. Yeah, and if Rean is the first one, or I am the first one, we can give you pointers on things we don't like. So it becomes our story a little bit too. Alright, time for the final one.
Feeling sad about leaving the lacrosse club behind?
Yeah, I was really into it by the end. I think it'll make for some wonderful memories to look back fondly on in the years to come.
I can imagine. Does that mean you're not going to keep up with lacrosse and Ruhr?
I don't think I'll be able to. As far as I'm aware, there aren't any local teams I could join. And even if there were, I doubt I'd have the time for sports. Just thinking about how busy I'll be makes my head spin. No, scratch that. Being busy is all the more reason I need to make time for exercise.
Yeah, good luck with that. Helping out with the Rhineford group sounds like a recipe for one all-nighter after another.
Not just yet, actually. I won't be helping until Grandfather shows me the ropes. As I am now, I doubt I'll be able to do much at all in the way of rebuilding the company. But you can bet I'll leave Mother speechless with how much progress I've made in a year's time.
I'm sure you can if you put your mind to it. And I know Sharon will always be willing to help you out if you need her.
She probably would, but then she'd just tell everything she did to Mother.
Elisa.
I don't really care what happens to the Rhineford group. I don't even want to go back to Ruhr. All I want to do is stay here with you.
Elisa. We've talked about this. The best thing for the two of us now is to go our separate ways.
I do not agree with that. I really don't.
You only get one life, so you've got to make the most of it. You shouldn't feel obligated to give that up for someone else's sake.
Yeah, but there's a difference between living your own life and total separation. Even if she goes back to Roar, if you make the effort, if you make the time, you can still make this work.
That's as true for us as it is for the rest of our classmates.
I know. I just hate that it has to be this way. But with half the company's directors now gone, the group is now much weaker than it was before. Everyone's saying we should be making more weapons than ever, but the company is in no position to do something like that. Mother and Grandfather might be skilled, but even they aren't skilled enough to go against the changing times. As their family, I feel like I should be right there supporting them. No, scratch that again. It's not because I feel like I have to. I want to support them.
Then that's what you should do. Don't worry about me. I'll be just fine. Even if we're apart, I'll always be thinking of you. Not a single day will pass where I won't be thinking about that sweet, hard-working girl I fell in love with.
Oh, Rean, that's so sweet. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so worked up. I'm really happy, though.
Me too. Still, let's make the most of our free day tomorrow.
I do wonder what they're gonna do with this in Cold Steel 3. Will she still be there in some way as a romantic possibility? Or do we need to choose between a new batch of female students?
It's the last one we'll ever have as a class. The last thing any of us want to do is end it with regrets.
Yeah, you're right. I'll probably spend most of it with the lacrosse club while you're out helping the student council. But I want it to be something we'll always remember.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm sure it'll be tough at first, but I'm going to try to make a real difference in the group. Besides, it'll give me a chance to show Mother up, so how can I refuse? Let's make the most of our last free day, and hopefully we get to spend a little more time together too. I'll be sure to make that happen. Yeah, I'm sure he will. Alright, let's see who else is still in the building. I think it will probably only be Sharon, right? Oh. Where's Celine, by the way? I haven't seen her. There she is.
Oh, there you are. You look bored, Celine.
I guess I am. My work's done at this point. I feel like I aged a few decades as soon as the war came to an end.
Come on now.
Feels a bit strange to be saying it after the fact, but you fought pretty well over in Crossbell. You've really mastered piloting Valimar.
I'd like to think so anyway. I feel like I could pull off just about anything with him now. And to think, I couldn't do half as much with him when I was first starting out.
You do realize you just admitted you were totally useless, right?
Well, technically you called him totally useless, Celine. Really.
I wonder if you're gonna be okay without us, you know?
He probably will. but it would have been a lot easier with you all around, definitely.
Valimar must have drawn the short straw to end up with a budding awakener like you.
Thanks for worrying about me all the time, Celine.
Excuse me, what makes you think I was worried about you?
Just about everything. From what I can tell, you've always worried about me. Back in the beginning, when I didn't know anything about piloting, you were always there to guide me through our battles. I doubt I would have ever come this far if you didn't have my back. So, thank you. For all of it.
Why do you always have to be like this? There are parts of the legends passed down in the clan that not even Emma and I know about. But just bear this one thing in mind. Divine Knights have incredible power, and they can become devils just as easily as they can become gods.
Yep, look at the Vermilion Apocalypse. That's definitely become a devil. Because in basis, the Vermilion Apocalypse was a Divine Knight, wasn't he? He was just tainted.
Don't worry, I know. And I won't forget. Anyone in my position needs to know the difference between right and wrong. I'm well aware of that.
That's fine then. Anyway, good luck, I guess. If you really need it, I can always come and help out.
I hope you do. Not much more I can say other than keep on keeping on. If you ever need me, I'll be there to help you out. And there's Sharon. Which she should also deserve a thank you, because she did a lot more than she should have to. But that's who she is. And that's why she gave her support to Class 7 all those times ago.
Oh, good evening, Master Rean. I thought you had already retired for the evening. How would you like for me to put together some supper?
I appreciate the offer, but I think I've eaten more than I should have as it is. Your cooking really is delicious, Sharon. I was starting to miss it after not having it for so long.
It was my pleasure to cook for all of you again, so I pulled out all the stops with this one. Seeing all of you happily indulging my handiwork always makes every second of preparation worth it. Is something the matter, Master Rean?
Oh, I was just thinking about how you haven't changed a bit. I'm not sure it's my place to ask, but is everything alright over at Ouroboros? I can't help but wonder after how things turned out. Vita seems really shocked.
I'm afraid I haven't a clue. No word of what's been happening in the society has reached my ears since then.
So has the society cut her off, or is this more like she doesn't need to know, so they are not letting her know?
I have no idea where the second Anguis is now. Nor do I know what happened regarding the Phantasmal Blaze plan after the Chancellor declared he was taking it over. And quite frankly, none of it is my concern. The answers won't change who I am, and it won't suddenly cause me to shift priorities. I am and always will be a proud maid of the Reinford family. Not because of the freedom we enforcers are granted, but because that is simply who I am.
Yes, and that is basically also in the basis of Ouroboros. Freedom to choose what you want to do, and then manipulate you all they can.
Much like how you being the Ashen Chevalier doesn't change how you are also a proud member of Class 7.
I suppose you're right.
And no matter what happens to you in the future, never lose sight of who you really are. It's almost time for me to return to Ruhr, but should you ever need me again, I will gladly rush to your side. Naturally, that includes your relationship with Lady Elisa. I'll be rooting for the two of you.
Me too, Sharon. Me too.
I should have known. Still, thank you. I'm glad you can stay here for a while longer.
No matter what may happen, never lose sight of who you really are. Please know that I will always support you, however, no matter how far life takes us. Yeah. And of course, that slight addition of supporting us in our love life with Elisa. I'm sure it's genuine. I'm sure of it. Well, I think that's everything. Or can we go out? It's too late to be wandering out. Yeah. Alright, let's go to bed. And see what the next day will bring us. Oh, careful. I wonder if I should hang out in my room until it's time to go to bed. Resting in your room will cause the main story to advance. Let's rest. I guess I'll turn the radio on.
In finance, the annexation of Crossbell has seen shares in Erebonian companies increase at an exponential rate across the board. And despite the Reinford Group announcing sweeping changes to its board members, its strong forecast for the next fiscal year is...
It's time for the start of a brand new program here on Radio Trista, coming at you promptly every Sunday. I call it Abend Time, after the word for evening. Might be a little cliched, but sometimes simple is best, right? Clichés are clichés for a reason, after all. Anyway, my name is Misty, and I'll be your host.
I wonder where Vida is now. I get the feeling she actually enjoyed doing Abend Time, but it's not like she could ever kept going after all this. I wonder who that could be. Hello?
This is you, isn't it, Rean?
Elise. Elise?
Yes, it's me. Sorry for calling you like this so late in the evening. I'm not bothering you, am I?
Oh, not at all. I'm just not used to you calling me. Are you calling from school?
Yes. I wasn't going to, but Her Highness insisted. It'll take some getting used to, but it's nice to be able to hear your voice even when you're so far away.
I was pretty surprised when I heard your voice too. You weren't really one for phone calls back at home either.
I didn't have any specific reason for calling. It was just that the letter you sent about your return from Crossbell arrived today.
Oh, that was fast. I only sent it a couple of days ago. I'm sorry if it even had to be a letter. I really was planning to go and pay you a visit, but it just didn't work out.
Oh, please don't apologize. I know how busy you must be now. Believe me, I was just happy to hear you were back safe and sound. Your trip must have been exhausting. By the sound of things, you did an excellent job, too. I'm so proud of you, Rean.
Thanks. I didn't do all that much though, really. Half of what the Imperial Chronicle is reporting is massively overblown.
If you say so.
Is something wrong?
No, not at all. Regardless, now that I've heard your voice, I feel a lot better. So I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your night now.
Alright. Night, Elise. I'll come and see you as soon as I can, okay?
Oh, there's no need for that.
There is. You're your family, and you should see each other at least sometimes.
Good night, Rean. Sweet dreams.
She seemed somehow odd. Well, she probably just nervous talking on the phone. It was kind of awkward for me when I started using one too. Tomorrow's going to be my final free day of the year. I guess I should do all my prep work for next week today, so I can make the most of it. Yeah, the start of a last free day. I wonder if we're gonna have bonding events. I hope so. Because it means we have some special things in store for us. But if it isn't, I understand that as well. Student Council tasks. Ooh, a lot as well. You've been getting pretty good at riding my old bike. Good enough to pique my curiosity. I want to settle once and for all which is the better rider, and there's only one way to do that. If you're up to the challenge, come find me in the engineering building. Ladies and gentlemen of Class 7, it's time to finally settle which of our class is superior. Come to the academy field, fully equipped and prepared to be defeated. A bunch of students are helping us put on a flea market, but haven't got as much to sell at our stalls as we'd like. Mind remedying that? Stop by my store and I'll give you the particulars, so please and thank you. I plan on starting a new show here at Radio Trista, but I'm gonna need your help to get the first broadcast just right. If you've got time to make a radio history, meet me at Trista radio station. Angler management. My brother and I are having a fishing battle, but I'm gonna need your help to actually make it happen. So, if you got the time, we'll be over at the fishing spot in Trista. Alright. Okay, so we've got the class warfare on the field, we've got the race in the engineering building. I think the class warfare might be a tad hard to avoid. So if that happens, it happens. But we're gonna leave the engineering building for our last and final location. The only sad thing is, a part of me was hoping to have one last trip down into the old schoolhouse. But I'm guessing it's not happening, is it? Well, yeah. Alright, so for now, we're gonna do the same thing we've always done. Go over everything, talk to everyone, do these quests, the optional ones, and see if we can find some more. Because who knows, it's the last free day. There might be a lot of things we can do to help people. There's one from Radio Trista, a request for help with the flea market. These all seem worth doing, and pretty fitting for the last free day of the year too. It's only about 9 in the morning, so I've got plenty of time to work through everything. Let's get to work. About reporting quests. To report quests, speak to Towa in the Student Union building directly. By selecting Report Progress, you can receive rewards for any quest completed. Okay, so just like on the Courageous, we still need to officially complete them. And what's with the... And no bonding points or anything? Nope. No bonding points whatsoever. And we've of course got the field and engineering building for story quests. But yeah. Alright, so the plan we're gonna have from the next episode, because of course we're gonna leave it here, is just to start with the dormitory, then all of Trista, then all of the academy, and just pick up and do the quest as we find them along the way. Because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be 1, 2, maybe 3 extra quests beside the ones that we've gotten from Towa that we can probably pick up if we talk to everyone. At least I hope so. So that is what we're gonna do from the next episode onwards, and it's probably gonna take us a few, like it always does, but we're gonna have some fun with it. So until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are, and if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time as we're gonna start to making our rounds through town as our last free day. See you then. Bye bye.